Good morning, guys and girls. Essex Hydra here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here once again. Today we're going to be running through, or are we going to be running through? Is the stream loading? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Here we are. Guys and girls, we're going to be running through the Assassin today. We're going to be doing a little bit of gameplay with this girl because my main psychic character is broken and we're waiting for a hotfix so he can be used again. At the moment, every single time I click on him, it crashes. So what we're going to do is use a melee assassin, which is going to be one of the more challenging characters to play with. And I'm just going to try and blitz through the campaign as quickly as I can, just to literally whiz through it. Now, I'll give you some facts. We'll talk about the games as we go. We'll skip the cutscene. Today is not a day for cutscenes. This is all about doing things speedy. What's up, Baron? Good morning, my friend. How you doing? How you doing? Where you from? And what's your favourite class? Now, that's probably a little bit quiet for you guys to hear. Let's just turn that up a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Okay, fun little fact, when you first load into the campaign with a character for the first time, I kind of forgot that you can't move. So what you have to do is completely exit and then completely restart the game, and then you'll be able to move. Minor bug, they thought they'd hotfixed it. Apparently they haven't. Good morning, Victor. How you doing, buddy? Just having some slight technical issues as we get started here, but you're from Reading, mate. Oh, that's down my neck of the woods. I was born and raised in Dorking, so not too far from you. Hopped on the Reading train many a time in my life. Many a time. Love the Psycho 2, mate. Love it indeed. Best class, hands down. Customization is just so nice to have. Just being able to build your own builds. There we go. So if ever you do get stuck, guys, just remember, just restart the game. It'll unstick. Now, we can't hear her audio particularly well. I am going to turn that up a little bit because if anyone has seen the musical video, I wasn't expecting that. She is actually the actress from that video. Managed to, find the sort of the Neocore staff list for voice actors. Oh, sod it, we'll just leave it like this. Come on, off we go, girl. She's got a lovely voice, though. Lovely voice. English Rose. Is it worth buying the game at its current point? It depends entirely on what you want. If you are after a fun game to play that is smooth, bug-free, and you don't have crashes here and there, then don't buy it yet. It still doesn't feel very close to being complete, so don't expect anything too much from it. It's still alpha-ish. It still feels alpha-ish. So, yeah, there you go. Right, what have we got here? So we've got right-click for a dash. And we should have WASD for our dodge moves. Oh, where's our dodge moves? Okay, maybe we have to do a little bit of key binding. We'll do a little key binding tutorial while we're here. Smush this guy up. So options, we'll go to gameplay, we'll go to controls, we'll go for, we don't want strafe, we want dodge, yes. Dodge forward, dodge backwards, yes. Dodge left, I prefer A and I prefer D. There you go. WASD for me, please. And that'll do nicely. Right, now let's see if we can dodge. Look, dodge has been disabled down here. Haven't actually done the Assassin campaign yet, so that would be why. Yeah, I mean, as Depetius has said, it's something you should join if you want to give feedback and join in on the development process. If you're looking for a game to play, I'd hold off a little while. I mean, it's not long until the game actually releases. You're only looking at a couple of months until there's that final sort of wipe and we're playing the game. God knows how they're going to get everything done till then, but, you know, good luck to them. Good luck to them. There's not that much more content to add. There's more small features. So we've got the rest of the crafting to add. We've got character customization in terms of aesthetics. You can paint your armor. You can reskin armor. You've got stuff like that to add. I think the retinue system is coming as well pre-release. There are a few other minor sort of gameplay features. But yeah, we've got a way to go still. And of course, there's going to be a lot more campaign in the final game, but honestly and truthfully, I wouldn't rush into it if you want a game to play, but if you want to join in on the development process, give feedback and chat with devs, you know, see them implement player ideas, player stuff, then, you know, that's... Ah, there we go, we can dodge now. That's basically the benefit at the moment. And it's no cheaper right now either. No cheaper whatsoever. Right, let's see if we can go invisible. Hello? Oh! Hello, Dave! Right. Can we teleport through walls yet? Okay, let's see what happens if I kill that. I didn't even take damage. How about that? Okay, apologies, it's not really a speed run right now. Let's try and make things a little bit more snappy, because I don't want to blitz through this. Yep, cancel that. I'm sorry if you guys want to see cutscenes. It's sort of one of those things where many people will have already seen them, so... Yeah, I think I'll pass. Let's crack on. We can use our little bloop skill to bloop. Fun skill. Right, and one is our AoE cone attack. Oh, don't go past that. And we've got grenades. I wonder what they're going to be. What do we have? Oh, we have throwing grenades. Always quite handy. Now, we have an invisibility as our primary. Let's see how invisible we can go. Well, to be honest, we don't even have to kill them. So let's not. Let's just walk on. As I say, I want to make this try and make it fairly snappy. And because I'm getting account experience from doing these missions, I do still level up a little bit, which is nice. Right. I guess we should probably try and get clues. Right, and inoculator refill. Is it really worth it? Who's going to use 5 by now? I kind of feel like they don't. Mind you, you do fight the big fatty, and if you're still figuring out the controls, you might need to use 1 or 2 there. Who knows? Melee is harder in this game at the moment, and that's something that we'll be talking about as and when I start dying. But melee is definitely still harder. You still take damage. I haven't seen what perk you get with this assassin yet. I really feel like they should be... Oh, do I have to kill them first? Fine. I really feel like the melee classes should have defensive perks. They've given them offensive, and I kind of feel like they need defensive to mitigate the fact that they take loads of damage. However, they do have the trade-off of having very good AoE clear. That's the benefit you get from playing a melee class at the beginning. You have, generally speaking, a lot more AoE, or in the assassin's case, a bit of AoE and a bit of mobility. Right, didn't get a lot of XP from that. Probably because I didn't kill a lot of stuff. Okay, maybe we have to be a little bit more liberal with our killings. Okay, we've got a few items. What we'll do is we will spend these skill points. Now, these I've got from my account leveling. So I've got 11 skill points thus far. What we'll do is put them in some of the things that are always going to be useful, which is basically give me more health, please. Always handy. 20% extra armor, not too bad because this type of armor is pretty good. I'll generally go for the support. And where is it? Inoculator, heal 20% more health. That is quite useful. And there's one other around the hit point tree. Where is it? There you go. 1, 2, 3. This one's incredibly useful. Whenever your health gets low, your inoculator comes off of cooldown. I'd say it's borderline mandatory for any character in this game. If you're ever getting close to dying, it's going to have an inoculator there ready for you. So you can have an inoculator that has an incredibly long cooldown, and it doesn't even matter because it's always going to be there when you need it. Really, really handy. So, anyone got questions about the game? Fire away. I would love to be playing the Psyker, of course. I would. Let's turn the game volume up a tad for you. I would love to be playing the Psyker right now, but unfortunately there is a bug for the character where whenever I try and load in, it crashes to desktop. So that's also put a little bit of a dampener on my ability to record today, because if I do record, it's going to have to be on a new recruit, which is, well, disappointing. But hey, this is alpha. Oh, and that is a bad camera angle. But there you go. There you go. These things will happen. They will be hotfixed. I mean, I'm sure they probably have some people working this weekend, but I very much doubt. Well, maybe we'll see a hotfix today for the issue, because it's quite a major one. Several people not being able to play their characters. Obviously, you can make another one, but yo, what's up, Neodeg? How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? We're just blitzing through with this girl, just explaining to folk that I have a bug on the assassin that means well, I can't really play her. I crashed a desktop instead. On the odd occasion, I referred to him as a her, didn't I? On the odd occasion, I make it a little bit further into the game, but yeah, it's a bit buggered at the mo. Will the Psyker be playable as a support class? Definitely, because there is a rune that you can apply to the weapon, to your skills, that applies it to nearby allies. So you can give your friends a dodge bonus against ranged attacks. That, I think, is going to be one of the most powerful. All you need to do is have a load of abilities like that: damage reduction, resistance against range shots, stuff like that. And just stick on the rune that applies them to an ally, and there you go, you've got like this bard type character. That's why I really, really like the class, because it is so bloody different to the others. I mean, you can play it like that, like a bard class. You can just buff yourself and have like these mad crazy attacks. And the other thing that I love about that class is the warp anomalies. If you might have seen the stream yesterday, I summon them all over the place. I know it gets me killed, loads, and I don't even care because it's so much fun. It's, you know, you're fighting. I played a few co-op games last night, and I wish I'd been streaming them because they were just immensely chaotic, which is, you know, that's what you want from a 40k game. You want to be, you want to be having fun, and you want that grimdark sort of chaotic, random bad things happening type vibe, and it delivered it. Loved it, absolutely loved it. But yeah, I think the Psyker has a lot of potential in terms of uses, so we're just going to apply a few death marks here. And that damagey. Whoa. Remember, we can roll. Stop, drop and roll. Oh, didn't roll fast enough. So what you do is you apply a few death marks here, and then you finish them off with a number 2, which does lots of damage. Love the animations. In terms of priority at the moment, and I'm going to be doing a video on this, I feel like out of all of the classes, the Assassin, no, the Crusader has had the least love. By that, I mean that the animations just don't look as good. The Assassin here, beautiful. The Psyker, the spells look beautiful, the animations aren't quite so good, but each one of them has their own sort of vibe. And I really feel like the Crusader is just definitely bottom of the list in terms of aesthetics. Now, granted, he's in Power Armor, he's supposed to be big and clunky, but I kind of feel like big and clunky doesn't have to be bad clunky. It can be like Dark Souls clunky, where the clunk is like just sort of like an extra way of emphasizing their power. But instead, it's not really emphasizing how powerful the Crusader is, it just makes him look a bit awkward. So I would like them to do, obviously it depends how much time they have, but if they have time to do refinement like that, I think the Crusader could do with a little bit of love just to sort of bring them back on par with... I'm going to run out of things to do videos on if I keep talking like this. Hey-ho, I guess it's a good rehearsal for me. Have I played Grim Dawn? You know what, I haven't. I've watched lots of footage of it because people kept talking about it when we were sort of talking about Martyr, and I felt quite ill-equipped to join in on the conversation. So I watched, I don't know, a couple hours worth of footage. Looks interesting. Looks fairly good. I watched a bit of Helldivers too. Looks a bit arcadey, but looks like a good co-op one. Yeah. But I do hear good things about Grim Dawn. I hear very good things. But yes, going back to Psyker builds, because I was looking at them all of yesterday. There is potential to do lots of different things. My favourite for a while was to put the flame shield on and then just charge into a group that I've sort of pre-packaged. I think that was a fun build until it killed me too many times. I've come to the conclusion that casting 2 or 3 defensive abilities together, the heat just doesn't allow that. So you've kind of got to pick and choose what abilities you do. I mean, it does allow it and it doesn't. I mean, it just will cause an anomaly every single time. And it's okay if you've got the sort of stuff that makes some anomalies good for you, and I don't know, maybe you got some warp resist, but it was just killing me too often. It was a bit of a problem. Yeah, I've not tried Helldivers. I've heard a lot of people that liked it, but it looks like a couch co-op game to me. It looks like, I don't know, one of those things you just sit on the sofa when you've had a couple. And the games like that, there's nothing wrong with games like that. Some people would happily play games like that on their own. There was it Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where was sort of like an action ARPG where you played all the Marvel heroes. That was kind of the same. Like, I'm not going to sit there and play that game for 3 or 4 hours on my own. It just lacks well, it lacks a lot. But when you've got some friends there with you, it's the perfect game. It's what it was for. I kind of like what Diablo 3 did on Xbox, if anyone played that, and they sort of managed to breach a little bit of both. You could play all on the same screen. I mean, the way they did it was really nice. You could just play with friends. Like, it's the only game I actually got my girlfriend to play. She quite enjoyed it. It was good, and somehow there was no frame issues or whatnot. It worked sort of smooth. Worked smoothly indeed. Right, let's crack on. Again, I'm trying to kill stuff, so it's not a strict speed run, but it does impact how much experience you get. So, there we go. How much are we going to get? 399. Not too bad, but we're not really going to be levelling up too quick, are we? Right. And we are getting Fate, which I can put towards going on turret missions with my Psyker to get him levelling up a little bit quicker. 7 Fate per mission, not too shabby. I've got some anatomical knowledge. Got a good bit of Fate here for when my Psyker finally works again. Yeah, D3 on Xbox can have 4 players on a single screen, which is incredible. And they have asked if Martyr will be capable of doing such a thing. And I think it's reasonable to ask, but it's also fair to say, well, it's not the most... Well, granted, it's alpha. It's obviously got a lot of optimization to go still, but I'm not surprised that Neocore said, no, this probably is not going to be a thing. Although it's a really cool idea. Got to be honest. Right. Can we have a wave, please? Now, this actually spawned a very interesting forum post. Someone got to this point and said, oh my god, you've made a tower defense game. I didn't pay 50 quid to play a tower defense game. It's quite funny, to be fair. I'm hopeful that there'll be more missions like this. More sort of stay alive as long as you can missions with leaderboards and, you know, see how far you can get. Let's have a Dreadnought out of all 3 directions eventually. I'd be hopeful there'd be 4 directions, 1 for each player. That I think is one aspiration for endgame content. They have said there will be endless missions. They may be in the game already. I haven't got to the end of the game, but it's actually something I quite like. Now, granted, this is the tutorial, so this is not. Well, as you can see, I'm not exactly stressed right now. But I like the idea. I always liked Horde mode in Gears of War and stuff like that. Just trying to get to that final wave, you know, it's good. And they did have something a bit similar. They had the Cathedral mission inside, was it the Cathedral? Inside the last patch. Enemies just keep on coming, and it kind of was okay, but it was just a big room, which was all right. But I like the extra mechanics in here. You've got some cover, you've got some Imperial Guard you can splash down just so you feel like something else is happening. I'd like them to still be there in co-op too if they did something like this. You'd like to see some escort missions. Well, my friend, there's not too many people that want to see escort missions, but there is one, I can guarantee you that. It is also buggy, as escort missions always are. Have they added more content or something more than grindy maps? Well, they have added the Psyker, the brand new class. They've added the campaign, or at least 2 chapters, so you've got about 6 or so missions. So this is one of them. I'm skipping all the cutscenes and such, and dialogue, but this is me trying to defend this Space Marine while he does things and stuff. The vibe of the game has changed, but not dramatically so. You still have to do missions. It's a little bit more story-driven and investigation-driven now, but if you didn't like clearing missions before, you may not have the best time now. But maybe. I wouldn't like to say definitely yes or definitely no, but if you found the combat a little bit sluggish, you will still find it sluggish. It's maybe a tiny bit refined in terms of some elite enemies having some changes, but we've still got a way to go before we're contending with the combat complexity of Diablo 3. Although, that being said, if you play the Psyker, you get to spawn enough extra enemies that it makes the game a lot more interesting. That is my my pro tip, that if you find the game boring, make it harder by playing a Psyker, spamming abilities, and summoning warp anomalies that will chase and try to bite your bum. I think that adds one of the missing elements to me, because one of the issues I've had with this game is you take any ARPG, you'll have mobs that do sort of dot effects on the floor, you'll have mobs that have regen, you'll have mobs that do mortars, you'll have mobs that do slows, and every mob has a different play style as to what you might need to do to kill it. Some will need you to keep moving, some will need you to not move so much, some will need you to kite them, some will need blah 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 blah. All of these different play styles that you have to learn as you go through, and yet Martyr has mobs with guns and mobs with swords or fists or something else they try and whack you with. Now there's the occasional ground effect to move out of, and that's fine, but that's sort of like the what you'd expect from the first 5 minutes of an MMO in terms of combat complexity. I need more. I need a lot more to do in order to be really entertained by the content, by the combat rather. Now the Psyker does deliver that by summoning random things to dodge. It basically, the Psyker does the job of an elite enemy within the average ARPG, which I think is hilarious. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Can I select my troops and move them around? Yes, I can, my friend. I can say, troops, need you over here. Oh, no, wait. I can say, troops, I don't need you here. Maybe they're in combat. It's not fair of them to, for me to ask them to move. There we go. We move them off of there, and we're going to move them to here. If you've played a little bit of Van Helsing, they have much more sort of they have larger maps, and you can order detachments sort of all over the map via the actual map screen. That's a really nice system. I actually quite like it. It's a little less tower defense like, although they did also have tower defense missions too, but they had missions like this where you had to defend, and they were fun to do. And the thing is, some people don't like them, but it was what made Van Helsing different, and it was arguably also what made the game successful. The fact that this company added all these quirky mechanics that people were just like, what the fuck is this? They had a tower defense game that was spawned because people like the tower defense mode so much. They have these weird missions that you just don't see in other games, but they're actually quite fun, and they're different. And that's what I would hope to expect from Martyr, and it will come across some resistance. I think there will be players that say, why the hell aren't you doing a traditional polished ARPG, blah blah blah, why isn't this like Diablo 3? And I think they should stick to their strengths, because they know what works for them. But that's not to say it'll always be entirely welcomed. That's just my view though. What could they do to make the Crusader more interesting? I think he could benefit from a block or parry mechanic, just a reactionary ability. Because one of my issues, it doesn't have to be a reactionary, it could be like a shove ability, so the assassin's got to dodge, left, right, up, down, all of that. I think you could have a very gentle shove, where you just push an enemy a little bit. I don't know, just something that you can do to react to certain situations, because that's one of the things that the Crusader doesn't have. He's so tanky that when you see a ground effect, you don't really need to move. They're killing stuff before I even get there. So he needs something to react, something to use as a situational, and some of the things he has. But yeah, something like a shield bash, so when you see one of these big enemies that's about to swing their club at you, you just press that, maybe it just stuns them for a second, maybe you headbutt them, maybe you spit acid at them, I don't even care. Just something that's reactionary, I think, is what's needed to make the Crusader more interesting. But that being said, some people will just find being the front line the interesting thing. Excuse me while I have a sip of coffee. I've got a frog in my throat. Ah, that's better. That's better. Go back to sounding smooth. Shocks me, I don't actually sound much like this in real life, but that's what a compressor and a half-decent microphone will do for you. And being a few inches away tends to pick up a lot more bass. I'm a lot more whiny in person. True story. Some people would say I'm very whiny in the forums. Ha. Right, let's rock on. Not going to bother with nerdlings. I'm too important for that. And we can smush some AoE stuff. So, anyone else got any ideas for the Crusader class? Anyone else got some stuff that you might like to see? Anything Oh, I don't know, anything at all, really. I think more weapons will help. Customization, to a degree, will help too. The ability to create builds is completely lacking for the Assassin and Crusader, which is a problem. Now, granted, you can have enough weapons, so eventually you could have the same number of builds that there is in the Psyker, and that might even kind of... Okay, it is fairly far from the case, because there's 16 abilities for the Psyker, and you can have so many different combinations with 16 abilities. Then you've got the weapon ability, so yes, you're going to need like 10,000 weapons to have that degree of... Okay, we're going up. Yeah, so, yeah, I think they've got to make some form of the weapon sort of modular, customizable in some degree. I think to satisfy people now they've done this with the Psyker, it kind of has to be done, because the other classes by comparison just don't feel right. Maybe people are happy with them. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but for me anyway, the Psyker is the only class I'll be playing truly, because it's the only one I find interesting. I like the Assassin. I like the dodge mechanic, like so. Always nice to be able to dodge. It's a reactionary ability. It gives you something extra to do. Love it. But Psyker, you've got stuff to dodge everywhere. You've got stuff chasing you around the map. You've got extra demons trying to bite your bum. It's really good. Love it. So, how is everyone doing today, by the way? How is everyone doing? Are we having a nice weekend? Saturday morning for me. In my dressing gown right now. Got my slippers on. Got a flat cap. And a coffee. Life is good. Can't play on my Psyker, though. Kind of sad about that. 4 fate. Ugh. Not a lot. The Crusader should also be a tank, being able to put up barriers or taunt. A taunt mechanic would be interesting. It would be interesting indeed, because it's not technically a like a healer tank DPS situation that we have. So I think the idea is that every class can hold their own. So strictly speaking, a taunt isn't 100% necessary, but in terms of group synergy, it would at least make co-op a lot more interesting. So in that sense, I think it would add something to the game. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it would add something. Yeah, I agree. I think you're onto something there. Should we just bump our accuracy up, do a bit more damage? Let's see what we get here. We could get suppression resist bonus per hit. How crap is that? Duration for inoculators, also not interesting. Critical, well, we don't have any crits. So what do we get here? +3 dodge for every surprise kill for 10 seconds stacking. Okay, so basically we should try and kill some stuff from stealth, and that will give us more dodge. Well, yeah, there you go. Visit the Void Station. Right, off we go to the Cathedral. Missus is out of the house, you get to lay in bed. Nice to have a fresh bit of coffee. Absolutely. My coffee's not entirely fresh. I've got a Tassimo machine. It's pods, I know that it's not the same as ground coffee, but hey, it's cheap. It's, well, cheapish. A lot more expensive than instant coffee, but hey, tastes good. And you only have to click a button. Love it. Huge focus on co-op. I mean, I agree with you on that, Bears. I completely agree. I think if this game is going to get anywhere, it's going to be A, story, and B, co-op and community. And that's something which I think is good, because it's already emphasising community stuff more than other games by having player-based decisions impacting stuff, by having the Cabal missions, for example. So you don't just join a clan like you do in many ARPGs. You join a clan and you actively do stuff together. You get bonuses for playing together with your clan members. And I think that's immensely powerful and something more games should do. And I'm very, very, very hopeful they will do more with that and have Cabal leaderboards and have Cabal XYZ and have Cabal versus Cabal fortress systems. I really hope that is a direction they're going to go with, because I think it's... Let's be honest, the combat for this game is not going to be the selling point. The visuals might be, the fact it's 40k might be, but if you want satisfying combat, you'd probably go for Diablo. If you want build customization, you'd go for Path of Exile. That's kind of where we're at in terms of ARPGs in the current situation, and both of those games are good. They have their place. So I think this game's got to find something else that it can latch onto to be to be what it wants to be a successful game. And I think it certainly can be. It's got enough to keep me interested for a bit. I mean in terms of playtime. I don't play this endlessly all week. I can't. I sort of run out of stuff to do. But I think by the time all the features are in the game, there may be enough to hold a player base's interest. But the nature of the game too, the seasons and such, it's going to aim to be a game that holds you for a while, because they're adding content every few months, which is, whoa, steady on, which is something a bit different. Right, just going to concentrate for a second while I try not to die. Roar! We're all British bad guys. Roar! Typical English thug bad guys. That's how we roll. There you go, inoculator's ready again. Absolutely love that skill. Oh, dodge. Dodged a bit prematurely. Hey, happens to all of us. Right. Smash? Smash, please. There we go. As said, love the assassin. Absolutely lovely animations. Just doesn't have the build diversity to sort of make it as interesting. And it's not even the build diversity that's lacking with these things. It is the ability to create a build yourself. That's the problem. Because there's loads of different weapons, and that's fine. There's enough variety in terms of weapons, more than I would come up with in terms of viable builds, probably. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Let's put a mine. A mine! But I can't create any of them. That's the issue. There are all these builds, and none of them were made by me. I know that sounds like such a first world problem. It really does. But that's the thing with an ARPG, is you love to create a build and just to think for a second, maybe I'm the only person that's come up with this build. Maybe I'm amazing and no one else has come up with this. I mean, that's... Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Ouch. I mean, you might laugh at that, but honestly, I think that is such an important thing within an ARPG. The ability to just wonder stuff like that. And I got that vibe yesterday with the Psycho, and I came up with this weird build. I was just using warp speed and a staff and some other crap, and some range damage immunity, and I was pew-pewing stuff, and it was great. But I thought for a moment, actually, maybe this build is something not many people have tried yet. Probably lots of people have, but it doesn't matter, because you just wonder for a second if other people haven't. That's so important. So important. And that's something I'm going to definitely be making a video about when I talk about the Psycho. And I was hoping to do a review today, but as I can't record any Psycho footage unless I make a new one, I may do another video first. I feel like you get told what to do as a Crusader and Assassin, and granted you get to choose if you've equipped a sword, if you want it to be better at stuns, if you want it to be better at XYZ, if you want it to do more damage, if you want to take less damage, you get to choose all of that stuff, but none of that really feels like you've created anything. It just feels like you're taking advantage of something that was created for you, which is completely different vibe. So yeah, I think Neocore has some work to do in terms of the other classes now. I mean, maybe they won't have time pre-launch, but perhaps first DLC plan, season plan, come up with a mechanic that can do it. Seasons are going to come out every 3 months, so I'd be hopeful that there's time in that to do stuff. And granted, they're also going to be creating basically just a steady stream of content, so probably quite similar to how we've seen content come out in an alpha. So every 3 months you'll see a new enemy race, you'll see a new story set of missions. There'll be a fair bit, supposedly. That's the plan anyway, and then there'll be major DLC packs as well. But again, I'm going to have a bit more detail on that Tuesday when the interview comes out. An idea for the Crusader might be that he broadcasts various holy verses over his vox, a bit like a bard. You know what, I would really like a taunt system in this, /taunt, put it on a hotkey. Absolutely. Or even just like a slash... I don't know, interrogate. I tell you what, I'm not entirely sure if the executions are in the game at the moment. Let's see. They're supposed to get a little symbol above their head when you whack them in melee, and then I think you press F, and it does a thing. It does a thing, but I'm not entirely sure if they're actually in, because every weapon in the game is supposed to have an execution type ability. Did I put a mine down? Doesn't look like I did. Not a fan of mines. No idea why it gave me one instead of my grenade. Grenade was much cooler. Right, let's smush this because the turrets really hurt. And I think we've got to clear this room as well. But so far I've died a lot less than I have with the Psyker. But I'm out of inoculator now, so we're back to... I forgot I don't have a gun on my second. Okay. Love the new story-driven content. Me too, my friend. I really like it. It's a bit of a shame they've released it with so much audio missing. Now, obviously, this is just because they haven't finished doing the audio yet. A lot of the voice acting's still being done. And I guess you can appreciate that because they're making tweaks and changes. Some of that might affect the dialogue, so sort of I can see why voice acting probably isn't the first thing you should do when you're making a game, because you're just asking for trouble then. But it is a shame because, well, it would be nice to have all of the audio in the game, like these data slates, having their audio in would be really cool. I'd really like to just make a video where we just sit there and listen to the, like a podcast, I guess. We just play all of the data slates for anyone that just wants to listen to some 40k type lore stuff. I think that would be really cool. Now, granted, there's probably only about 10 minutes in total of audio in the game at the moment, but I think there's enough. Come on, mate. Are you going to die? Whew. That was toasty close. Right, let's get some health back. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, guys, I've got a serious question for you. What do you think about Twitch versus YouTube streaming? Because I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I should be doing this on Twitch. Maybe I should be doing it. Maybe I should be streaming to both at the same time. I don't really know. So the thing is, it's... Excuse me a second. If you're on Twitch, you're easier to find. If you're on YouTube, you're easier for your subscribers to find. And I've got 2k subs, and probably 1,400 of them are Martyr related. Maybe 1,200. Yeah, Twitch might give a bigger audience, but that, I guess, also assumes people are looking for the game on Twitch. So it's kind of a case of, if people aren't looking for it on Twitch, then they're never going to find me. I don't know, maybe I'll just keep an eye and see if anyone else is doing it on Twitch, and if anyone else gets a fairly big audience and it looks like people are looking, then maybe I'll move that way. Twitch is more popular, indeed, but at the moment I think the majority of people I get will be through the social media sites, like the 40k humour, like the Discord for Inquisitor and such. Right, what do we got here? These are Cabal missions. Last time I did one of these, I done crashed. Search for mad biologist. Okay, we'll do this. Now, in terms of rotating the camera, you'll be glad to hear there's going to be a traditional ARPG camera mode, which is just straight top-down, a bit like Diablo Path of Exile. That's going to be coming out for all of the players that just want something a little bit more traditional. I really need to change my equipment because this is going to be a lot harder than it should be. And there is also some other camera options coming out too that are going to basically give you some options, and it should satisfy everyone. If you want a camera that's non-rotatory, and I probably will go for that option, because this camera angle, I can see why they've done it. They've done it in a way so I can see all the way up here, which is absolutely pointless because I don't have enough range to shoot up there. But they've done it so you can see further ahead, and you can, I guess it makes better use of visuals. I don't even know. But I kind of feel like moving away from the... moving halfway towards a third person or over the shoulder. No, let's say moving 20% towards being over the shoulder means a lot of people are just like, hey, can't you just make it over the shoulder? And you kind of can't suddenly make a top-down style game over the shoulder without changing every single enemy, changing the spawn locations, changing the map types. They are different games. Oh, okay. Let's pop back and just rethink things for a second there. That was a bit hairy. So I only need to go to over there, but I do want experience. Should we see if we can ninja this? Oh, right, stealth. Let's actually try and do a stealth mission. See how far we can get. Da-da-dee. I did say it was a speed run in the stream, so I think it's only fair. Yeah, I mean, that is certainly something I could be doing. An announcer video on YouTube saying head over to Twitch. That is a thing. It is a thing. And Twitch gives more incentives for subscribing as well. I mean the $5 subscription, and I'm not doing this for money, clearly. I have a job for money, but it still helps. This making videos isn't free when you keep buying stuff for it. But yeah, Twitch gives you emotes and stuff like that that's a little bit more engaging than just, well, I don't even know what YouTube gives you. I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever subscribe to a YouTube channel in terms of the payment thing. I don't even know how it works. Super Chat's a thing, but it's sort of... certain cultures use Super Chat a lot. If you've got like a streamer that's asking questions and there's 100 people in there spamming, you need your question answered, you do a Super Chat, they'll answer your question. That's sort of fair enough. But otherwise, not really. Gaming, I don't think I've seen many Super Chats at all. I watch a few YouTubers that do gaming. It seems more Q&A related when you get the Super Chats. Or if someone's had some tech support or has had a question answered, they'd do it as a thank you or something. I don't know. I don't know. The things you think about when you're making videos. Right, let's crack on and talk about the game, though. Enough about YouTubing. So, small windy map. Should we just see if we can blitz this? Let's go. Let's do it. Oh, dodging, ducking, dipping, diving, dodging. Right, we are literally going to see how much experience we get for doing a proper speed run. And we've got a... Oh. Okay. Little bit potentially hairy. We're taking a right. Excuse me. Boop, boop. The roll is nice. The roll is very, very nice. Very, very, very much a fan of the roll. Now, this is something I always found in the previous patches, is you literally can walk through the game. With the Crusader as well, to a degree. Depends what weapons you've got equipped, but if you've got a leap, if you've got an assault pack, chances are you can walk to the end of a level. There you go, mission complete. And that was, what, a 20-second mission? But hey, got the same amount of experience. There you go. It's a bit of a problem, I think, because now I've realised I can do that. I mean, heck, that probably wasn't the most fun thing to watch, but it's kind of cool to know you can level up a bit quicker. But at the same time, it's not inherently good for an ARPG to literally just walk through stuff. I mean, I think the idea is that I take enough suppression damage that I get slowed down, and I can't do that, but hey, I can. So I will. I'll do it one more time, just to see if it's something I can consistently get away with unpunished. And if so, we can head back to the developer forum later and give them a little bit of feedback. So we're on a swampy map. Let's have a check out. Oh, this map opacity has so many problems. So we're going up, we're taking a first left, and then a first left again. Roger over under. And let's get rocking. Now, black little dots all over the place. I'm not sure exactly what's causing those. First left? Yes. Yes, right. Steel rain. Bad British bad guys. Oh lolly. I wonder if they're actually British people or if they're Americans putting on a British accent sometimes, because they sound a little bit too British, if you know what I mean. There's that sort of flavour of... I shouldn't even say British. It's an English accent, for God's sake. Sometimes it sounds very English. A bit too stereotypical, but to be fair, it's probably just an actor. An English actor putting on another English accent. Whoop. Here we go. Right. I could actually have a look. It's on IMDb. All of the voice actors. So we can have a little check out. Right, there we go. Drivers? Drivers what, Baron? You've lost me. Boo-boo. Yarp. I'm on the latest drivers for AMD at the mo. Whew. Yeah, that's true, Patrick. Pretty much every game is yeah, an over-the-top, every 40k game. The thing is, it's because the Warhammer Games Workshop, choose the voice actors. They do not allow the game manufacturers to be like, well, Games Workshop says, here are the people you can use. It's sort of like you're a license to do 40k stuff. And they have a very, very tight leash on it. So they really have a certain sort of vibe that they want you to go for, and you don't really have a choice. Right, let's just swap these swords around and get something a little bit less absolutely crud. It'd be nice to have 2 of them. Oh, I don't really want... that might have to do. I'd like to have 2 Death Cult blades, but I only have... Oh, your nose. Never mind. Right, what else have we got here? We've got Hololithic armor, which is not amazing, but damage reduction's not a lot. That's my only thinking. Oh, well, hey, we'll just do some upgrades. Make our life a little bit easier. Upgrade that. And what else have we got here? Force Field, always useful for a melee class. Purity Seal, always good. That one's better. And is that a flash grenade? Yeah, stick with the Force Field. Iron Plant, what else have we got here? Neural Implant, and are we pretty much good to go? Got any signums? Got any signums for any signums? 6, 9, there we go. Don't worry about optimizing stats at this point in the game. It really doesn't benefit you that much. Skills, do we have another point? Yes, we do. We're account level 12 now. We're actually getting there fairly quick. Now, this is something I need on my Psyker, I think. Lots and lots of warp resist, and, well, just lots and lots and lots of warp resist. Definitely need to remind myself to get that. Now, in terms of Assassin, we've got our extra hit points here, and that's not particularly useful, and that is health while on the move. I mean, I guess that's not terrible. Yeah, we'll go for that then. We're doing a lot of moving, so it makes sense. Interrogate the Space Marine about Inquisitor. Okay. Hey, Space Marine. We're going to skip your cutscene. Sorry, man. And then we're going to crack on. And I think we'll have a Tarot mission very soon as well, which is also very exciting. Tarot mission. Have you any nuts? Account XP 800. It'd be nice to get 800. Now, let's have a little vote in the chat. To try and continue speed running through missions, or to try and kill everything, or to do a weird hybrid of both. What do you think? Because I'm kind of feeling like I can level up fairly quickly here by running or trying to run to the end on some of the harder missions. But at the same time, if it's not the most exciting thing to watch, I completely get that. So, let's see down in the chat what you guys think. And until we see some comments, I'm going to be giving it legs and running. La-da-dee. La-da-dee. We'll see what we can... I mean, I did call the stream speed running. Would make sense that I run. Tell you what. Have a couple of Venbots to fight. There you go. Haha, see you later, suckers. Right. Oh, I'm going to let them summon something. Never seen them summon something before. Another quick mission done by Hydra. Now, what do we have to do here? Do we have to kill something? Is this the boss room? Yes. I think we might need a force field for this. There we go. I think we should probably get some Venbots as well. Venbots there. And we've got to kill some stuff. Whoa. 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 Okay, well, we do have to kill some stuff anyway. I think it's always good. I should follow my own advice and... Whoa. Try and kill some stuff around the edges of the map first. So when you're in combat and you've got loads of stuff shooting you, go for the easy targets first. Pick off some of these first. Little melee 101 here. Because the ranged units are actually the ones that are going to be damaging you. If you sit still and try and hurt some of the larger ones, you're just going to get smushed for no real reason. And you're not really going to get an easier time to fight. So, little tip. Alright, there we go. And just get a little bit of space. Just want to spread them out a little bit. These guys are quite healthy, aren't they? Right. Now, not in a massive rush to kill the big ones. And then we can activate this. And... Da-da-da-da. Job done. Job done. Kill the enemy leader. Oh. Oh, I'll just kill these on the assumption that one of... I doubt one of these is the leader, but... co-op is kind of fixed in that host still has to leave, but it works, but it's not fixed. Put it that way. What we have to do at the moment is some weird combination of people logging in and out, but then it does kind of work. Now, is this broken because the leader's over there? Right, okay, my bad. Yes, so the way you do it, you group up, you go in the game, and then when it stops loading for the leader has to Alt F4, and then load back in the game, click reconnect, and then it'll work, although it doesn't load everything. So if you're a Psycho, you won't get any of your runes for your abilities. You'll just have the standard ability as such, which is a real shame because it means all of those awesome options of support builds and stuff like that sort of goes out the window. Why aren't we just leaping? I forgot we've got all of these funky... So it's number 2 and right click. Right click, number 2. Now, I think this is going to be the enemy leader. Should have really stopped for those grenades. Is it here? Is it here, the boss? Okay, no, it's just one of those. Don't have any void shields, so this is going to be potentially very painful. I think I'm actually going to have to thin down the herd a little bit here. Right, yeah, this is not going to be the simplest fight in the world to do. I think what we'll do is go here, do a bit of jumping around, try and spread them out a little bit. Hey, coming through. Woo! Woo! Right. Go get some life back. Go get some life back. Strategic combat. There you go. That's what they were aiming for. Whoa, steady on. Right, and I do regenerate a small amount of health when I'm on the move. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. Right, we'll pick that guy off on the right. We've got a straggler up here. Pew-pew. Right, there we go. Any more stragglers? Yes. Right, melee combat at its finest by a complete noob. I'm a bit of a mess at the moment, I have to say, in terms of this game. None of my hotkeys are set up. I'm just using the buttons. I did have last patch all of my hotkeys nicely done, and it was so much easier when you have everything bound to a mouse. Did I not kill the leader? Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, didn't kill the leader. Killing 3 of those is going to be fun. Oh, apparently he's taken on the role of enemy leader. He was second in command, it seems. That's hilarious. What's going on, Neo? Rushing the objective doesn't give you a lot of XP. Well, it shouldn't do, because a lot of the XPs are based on kill percentage. However, with story missions, it's not. Story missions just give you a flat amount, so there you go. Now, I think I get less account experience. I can't do any more dodging, so... Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word. Yep. Yep. I could really do with separating these guys out. And I've dodged so much that I don't have any of my my stuff to do. My abilities. God, this is painful. Yes, there are, as you say, there's a lot of bugs on the outside maps. I can only think it's without a doubt one of the weather effects that's probably doing it. Right, so that's a stun ability, which is always nice to have. Now this lowers their damage. Is it enough to keep me alive for long enough to kill one? Right, we've killed one. There we go. And let's get out of that. I've had enough of killing those. It might be an idea for me to get a gun. Yo, what's up, Harmon, buddy? How are you doing? I'm just blitzing through with my assassin because at the moment I cannot play with my Psyker due to a rather game-breaking bug that every single time you click on play, it just crashes to desktop. So the developers are currently looking into that, as seems a very large quantity of the player base is suffering from it. So here we are, leveling up an assassin. We've just been blitzing through. I've managed to get to here in a relatively short amount of time. Now, in terms of what we're going to do here, we have a very low chance of success. And so what do we want to do? We can risk the chance of success. We can definitely increase the chance of success, and we're not sure what will happen to collateral damage, or we can do neither for both. I think we'll do this one, and we've got a 50-50 chance that the collateral damage won't go up. Let's see what happens. Boo-boo! Ta-da! That was good. Chance of success, low. Collateral damage, negligible. Now, those of you looking at this thinking, what the hell is going on? Chance of success basically means the investigation may be shorter. You may complete it quicker. Collateral damage means even if you do complete it, it may have consequences that basically mean you don't get much in the way of a reward. And you may fail it even if you complete the mission. So you basically want to choose the options. It's a little bit of gambling, and it's a little bit of, yeah, it's a weird system, I will admit that. 2 possible courses: raid the private vessel for more information, or plant a valuable cargo in a derelict void ship of the system and leak the information to the beasts. I don't know. I'll raid it for information. How about that? Right, just up off of a night shift. 4 hours sleep. Wow. That is not a lot of sleep. So we got some psychers, we got some grunts. Okay. Some enemy rebel guard on this. Oh, we've only got about an hour and a half till lunchtime. That's kind of exciting. What's for lunch today, guys? What are you having for lunch? Anything good? I'm not entirely sure what to do. I'm thinking cheese sandwiches. Maybe throw something else in there to make them a little bit more fancy. Maybe cheese toast. Cheese on toast. I think that qualifies as a meal. Right, so as a story mission, well, it's not technically a story mission, but I'm going to see if I can run through it. The controls have changed, so I do tend to jam up a little bit. I really like this map. Really pretty. Go away. Right. And then we have to click this. And now we have to try and defend it. So not only do I have to contend with all of the mobs I just pulled, but we've also got extra ones coming. And someone is going to walk up to that every now and again. There you go. There he is. There you go. And they try and basically turn it off. Da-da-da-da-dee. Bit of stress to start the day. But, you know what? Tankers, you're not that squishy as an assassin. Like, I'm doing alright. I just have to turn on one of my shields and I'm good to go. I'll do another 5 rounds. Easy. Oh my god, did I actually just let one of them turn it off? Okay, so one of them actually got to the controls and turned it off. Okay, okay. That's a bit upsetting. So now we have to do this again. Oh, no we don't. Data collected. Oh, okay. Well, it just has an exclamation mark on it for no reason. Small bug. Slightly confusing bug, has to be said. Yeah, the new ship setting, I think, is beautiful. This is indeed the new map setting. I think it... I don't know, I just like the look of it. I just think it looks nice. Can I do it? No, I'm going to have to smush. Going to have to smash a few faces. Going to have to kill a few, because every time you get hit it interrupts you, which is fair. You shouldn't be able to interact with objects with lasgun fire in your back. There we go. Line of sighted them like a pro. No, excuse me, mate. No, you don't. No, you don't. Thank you. Let's summon some Vembots. Get them to give us a helping hand. Get off of it. No. Whew. Bit stressful, but, you know, it's not actually that difficult. It's just frantic. This is a lot easier as the assassin than the psyker, even. But it's mainly because the stuff you summon as an assassin gets you killed. But it's all good. Right, there's number 2 done. So we can just ignore these now. Might as well run through the enemies. So I should be getting less account experience from this because I'm not killing so much. But I will be getting just as much. I will be getting just as much rank experience, which is okay by me because if my rank goes up, then I get more account experience anyway. I think, if I understood this correctly. Good morning, Lilandra, and good morning. Is it Jan or Jan or Jan? I'm never sure how to pronounce a J these days. So many choices. So many choices. Oh, there are lots of enemies here. There we go. Get off of that, you cheeky little monkey. There's a lot of enemies here. There is a lot of enemies. Will I survive? I think so. Like, I'm not even taking much damage. I know it's just sort of... Now, I'm wondering what the difference is, because the Psyker doesn't exactly have less mitigation. I think it's exactly the same as this character, which I'm kind of confused about. Spare ribs. Spare ribs and the slow cooker. That is a way to start the day. Now, you can see I got bugger all account experience there, and that is because I didn't do much in the way of killing stuff. And that's the reason I only got 2 fate as well. So that's something to take on board. Not killing stuff is bad. It may be, though, that I'm suffering from the bug and I'm just getting bugger all. It's kind of hard to tell. Right, so our success feral level is moderate now, which is pretty good. Did we get anything any good here? I do prefer the Death Cult blades in a way. Inventory full. Right. Let's get rid of some of this crap then. I know some of this is much higher level than I am, and I should probably be using it. Nah, I'm a melee. I'm a melee. I believe in... Ooh, that is 41 though. That is 41. Oh, go on. We'll put that on. We'll use a las gun for a round. Pew-pew. Right, there we go. And we can't start a mission until we've accepted those. And then priority assignment, POW. There we go. Looking good. Ooh. You know what? I think I've actually... Do I have a story mission to do? Follow the Feral Beast gang, free the tech priest and eliminate the gang leader. Travel to next mission. Let's have a go. Only 400 account experience. That's not a lot. Let's just see what's going on here. Let's zoom out a little bit, because I'm a little bit confused as to what's happening with the story situation here, because I'd quite like to say I have smashed the story. These ones with an I believe, are not story missions per se, but they are going to be, whatchamacallits, Kabul missions, I believe. Might be wrong. Might well be wrong. Let's try this system. Have a quick look. Right, let's have a look. So we can't do that. We've not got many clues, and there's no priority missions here. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on right now. I'll crack on with the investigation instead, but I would like to do as much story as I can. I don't want to use Tarot, my fate on this character, because I just want to level up my... I want to level up my Psyker, but I can't use them. Quick check on the Discord here, just seeing I've had a message on Discord, or an announcement rather, so... Okay. No worries, I was just seeing if they have fixed the Psyker. They have not. So, what we're going to do is go for one of these eye missions, I guess. No, that's a Cabal. Is that a Cabal? Okay, we'll do the priority assignment. Screw it. Seems that the story thing is now bugged for me. I don't know why it's not available there. Follow the feral beast, free the tech priest, and eliminate the gang leader. This is the mission that I wanted to do before, but it wouldn't let me. What type of mission is that? Oh, that's Nurgle Demonic Incursion. That's a new symbol, I think. Anyway, let's crack on. Let us march on and have some fun. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the staff are working this weekend to try and keep our bugs under check, so hopefully co-op and such are working soon, but unfortunately it's always been the case with these patches that whenever they come out, co-op is very, very hit and miss for a while. For PvP, the class will probably be the assassin because of the dodge function. It means that enemies can just be dodged. You could basically mitigate a lot of stuff on a sort of reactionary level, and the stealth, it was and is completely broken. You just got shot in the mouth. Oh, this is actually an extermination. RIP. Okay, this is going to be a slow one, but hey. Especially slow if I set off every trap like I am. Boo, 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 boo. Just the ability to dodge like that and basically make yourself immune to attacks is incredibly good. Right, let's enlist the help of 2 Vembots. La da dee, smashing nubs. First inoculators used. Mental note, try not to set off every trap. Right, there we go, there we go. Right, march on. Yeah, I know, Callus. I can't wait until the game's actually released. The patch is a really good step in the right direction. I think the problem is still for some people that there needs to be several more steps in this direction before the game is at a point where they're going to be satisfied with it, which is fair. And, you know, anyone that looks at this game and says, it doesn't look like it's ready yet, well, it's not. You're right, and I agree with you. It's just a case of if you're happy playing it at this stage yet, but it is still missing several things that aren't even on the roadmap, but we know are coming. For example, we know that you can reskin your armour, so you can basically, there's a transmog feature. We know you can change the colour of your armour too, so you don't have to be this horrible sort of teal colour if you're my Psyker. There is a retinue system, there is a morality system, radicals versus Puritans, think light side, dark side from Star Wars. That dictates if you get demonic weapons or holy weapons. Then we've also got godlike weapons that haven't been added. Bosses have been added, so we've got some of the larger units now. There are a lot of other units that haven't been added. Well, no, there are some units that I believe haven't been added yet. There is stuff that's due that's not here. So, how all that's going to make it in before final release? Well, some of the stuff's probably already done, but it's just not had its turn to be added yet, maybe. But I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It does seem like they've got quite a tough road ahead of them, just with the sheer amount of content that the game still has to get before release. But my only assumption that I can make is that there is a lot of stuff that has been made that's not been added. So, for example, and I'm not trying to say this is the case, this is just the only way I can make sense of it, but as an example, in the testing phase we were only ever going to get 10 mission types at most. Now granted, I think we've only got about 6 or 7 at the moment, but in the final release they said there will be more like 50. Now that means that somewhere there are 40 mission types that have either already been developed and put on the back burner. Now bearing in mind they were making this game for several years before this went into testing, so I guess it's theoretically possible. They'll already have the design work for them, they'll know what they are, but I mean that's my assumption. Now one of the reasons I think this is because there were other mission types that we had in the game that were removed from the game because they were too buggy. And my assumption is that they work, and some of them have been worked on in the background, but I might be wrong. This may be just very wishful thinking from me, and it may just be that they're a long way behind schedule. I think it's probably going to be quicker to go this way. I'm going to go up, round, down, up. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. And that way I can get this chest as well and get some extra void shield. Do I know how to put back the right-click skill in the right-click, which is now the 1 key? No, I believe it is no longer bindable, which is making many people shit the bed. I don't think it can be changed currently. I think the only way to do it is to change your macros on your mouse and keyboard somehow. to make it and think that the buttons are the other way around. But I have a feeling there'll be enough overwhelming feedback to allow players to maybe move the keys around, although I'm kind of the ability, look, give it a week and you're going to be used to it. You know, no one likes having controls changed, but it is a testing phase. And I do think that it will be absolutely fine once people have even played it for a few days. But maybe it worked better the other way. I don't know. I don't really mind too much. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's confusing me, and I'm not entirely used to it, but any enemies over here? Is that an enemy? No, just a bit of something shiny. Another room up here. We can't miss a room because this is a purge, so I've got to kill everything. Oh, to woes with me. Oh, cool graphical glitch there. And a few enemies in here to smush. Pop, pop, and we're setting off traps all the way home. Right, get this guy to come over here a little bit. Move the camera around. Boop, 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 boop. Blow that up. There you go. Saves us a little bit of time. The environmental stuff really does do a lot of damage. Really is worth, if you can use it, doing it. But yes, there are several things I'm looking forward to. Anti-aliasing that actually works. Really looking forward to that. I may have seen a few glimpses of it, and it looked amazing when it works. But it does not currently work. Yeah, co-op is still Alt F4 to play. You still have to exit, and then you can come back in, and then you are good to go. Pew 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 pew. Right, let's rock on. Let's rock on, rock on. See, range combat's just not as much fun, I think. And I know that, you know, you can use a cover system, and look at me go, I'm peeping around cover. Don't really need to, though. On the hard difficulty, yes, you do. And that's I think, one of the reasons many people say the cover system's pointless, is because they don't play on a hard enough setting for it to be worth it. I tried a plus 200 difficulty mission yesterday, and that was rough. It was just about doable. I was doing it with a friend, and we were fairly low level, but it was immensely fun, and the cover system was quite useful then. So there you go. A lot of people don't see the point in it, but it does provide a lot of bonuses, as well as with a lot of skills, like 20% damage mitigation from pressing spacebar. Yes, please. Very good, very handy to have. Granted, you're not going to be dodging and duking anything, but you know, gives you one less thing to think about. Come on, Oggy. Oggy, Oggy, Oggy. Oi, oi, oi. Let's get some more of these personal void shields. We're now completely void shielded up. I've got 9 of them now. And they do stay on you, so I might as well stack one there. La-da-dee. Rockin', rockin', rockin'. Is there anything anyone would like to see in particular? Would you like me to try a particular weapon? Would you like me to show you anything in particular? Would you like me to talk to you about anything in particular? I'm happy to do FAQs. I'm happy to share what I do know of the game, which is most of it. And then a few extra bits as well. If you're in Discord, you get to chat with the devs a fair bit, so you do sometimes get the odd gem of info that others don't get, which is always handy. And I do make sure I comb the Steam forums and the game forums as well, so any responses that sometimes aren't common knowledge, I try and make sure I'm fully up to date. Every now and again they'll answer a question and say, no, sorry, this feature isn't coming because we're doing this. And I don't know if they were supposed to say that they're doing this. So, for example, we know Demon Princes will be within the game. That was mentioned somewhere. And yet that's not been mentioned in any of the media. So, there you go. Ooh, little gem from Hydra. La-da-dee. Beep-boo. Beep-boo. And there was, and this was about 6 months ago, there was a needle pistol being worked on and an Exodus pistol for the sniper. Never seemed to happen though. I can only assume they got ditched, which is really sad because, well, more assassin weapons would be awesome. Although maybe they're being held back for a future DLC, maybe they're being added within a season, who knows, who knows. I mean, the season does promise to have new weapons and items within it every time, so... and that is something I'm curious on how they're going to do that with the Psyker. I mean, are they just going to give the Psyker a new staff each time, or are they going to give them a
a new set of psychic skills. I mean, that would be pretty intense, I think, because you excuse me, can I activate ability here? Okay, sorry, just having some keyboard problems there. I mean, if you give the Psyker just 1 or 2 more spells per season, that still increases the amount of potential builds quite a lot, and that's something I would really like to see, because with those creative moments in Diablo, when you get like a new set of armor that has a new thing, and you're like, oh my god, this is going to make that build really cool. That's what you're after in an ARPG. You're after making players excited at possibilities, even if they turn out to be crap. We've all made a build in Diablo that turned out to be utter terrible tosh, but it was fun making it because for a few moments you thought maybe this will be good. And I'd like to see this game have more moments like that. We can add you in-game in order to have the pleasure of playing with me. Yes, dude, I'm generally, if co-op was working smoothly, I would be recruiting you guys in right now. When I do play this game, and granted I had a couple months off, I'm normally asking in general chat for people to play with, because it's cool playing with folk. More than happy to. More than happy to. Feel free to add me to friends. I mean, I can just start accepting people. As a rule of thumb, I don't accept people into the cabal unless they're actually in my Discord cabal. We do have, I believe, a pretty full list at the moment, and the Auto Hydra that is currently full is not mine. Someone else beat me to making Auto Hydra, which just makes me sad, because I've been in Auto Hydra now for about 9 months, so now we're rocking a different name. But there you go, someone was just an eager beaver and made the cabal before I could get there. But that's alright, they're just a heretic. Pew pew! Right, lure them back, lure them back. But yeah, feel free to add me to your friends list, my friend. I always like playing with people, chatting with people. Pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. It's just partly that co-op's not working reliably, and if I were on my Psyker right now, I would be more than up for it, but I'm just trying to blitz through story stuff with this girl. Unfortunately, it seems that the story stuff's now bugged for me, so I'm a bit lost as to what my purpose is today now. And I do need to log off I'll probably be gone within 45 minutes, and I will crack on with making a video today. The Discord server is a group of people that gave the most feedback and most in-depth feedback over the past 9 months or so since it went into testing. What I did was I kept an eye out for those that were doing what I considered to be the Emperor's work in terms of testing, and that's how I used it as a recruitment tool. It's not been open to sort of public as such. It's just been for what I consider to be like an inner circle of feedbackers, because those guys have been incredibly useful for me making videos. Now I might make a separate Discord, or a part of that Discord even, to coincide with the YouTube side of things, because it might be easier for people to have a Discord server, a bit like Valrak does, because Valrak's got his own server for his sort of YouTube content, which makes complete sense because it's far easier to do stuff. So I might do that. There are certain things at the moment within our Discord on the Cabal which means I can't let. It's got a lot of not safe for work stuff on it, put it that way, and for that reason I don't feel quite comfortable branching it into the YouTube stuff, because because there needs to be rules. If it's being associated with YouTube, with me as a YouTuber, I need to sort of not be having dick pics everywhere and such. Not mine, obviously, but you know, you can't have people sharing your favourite porn star of the day. It's 40k fans though, you know, you can only control them so much. They're as a whole, they're 98% thirsty men. And that's not an exaggeration. That's my demographics for my YouTube channel. 98% male watchers within, and 80% of those are within the age of 24 to 35. It's quite interesting looking at the demographics, actually. It's very, very much within that block. Yeah, Thunderbird, you've done some Emperor's work. You've done some Emperor's work. You've been active within the Discord for long enough. The main Martyr Discord, that is. But yes, I think that's a very good point, Harmon. I'll probably look into making, or seeing if I can make like a part 2 of that Discord, because I don't want to have like 20 different Discords going on in my life. It would be nice to have something small so I can get anyone that just wants to talk about Martyr. But then the Martyr Discord does a really good job of that. So I'd say if you want a Discord to chat with me, just join the bloody Martyr Discord, because I'm always in there. That's probably well placed but fake distress signal. Meh. Eliminate these shameful deserters on my own. That's how I roll. I'm an assassin after all. Why would I need anyone else's help? Little upset that I can't travel to the next mission. Not entirely sure what I need to do that. I don't think it's the Tarrant mission one yet, is it? Nah. We'll continue the assignment. We'll finish the assignment. We'll see if we get a relic weapon, because I believe you get one. Oh, we can die an extra time. I'll take that. I believe you get a relic weapon when you complete an assignment, because thus far I've completed 2 and I've got 3 relic weapons so far from completing them, which is nice. I can straight up lock out the channel in question though and have it on request. Yeah, that is true. I mean, that is true. That is true. I'll have a little chat with the Cabal and see what we can do. I'll just see if I can get some of the mods there to sort of do stuff to make it open. But I do I like the Martyr Discord. At the end, I'd be more than comfortable saying that's sort of, it's not my Discord, but if you want to chat with me, that's where you want to chat, because I'm there most days at work. Every half hour I log in for a couple minutes, just because I get a bit of spare time at work. I would probably, that's kind of maybe more handy, because then we also get the developers to have a chat with as well. Yeah, it's a cool place. I mean, the developers are reliably there. There's always a good 5 of them online, and generally speaking, you can get a response to 9 questions out of 10. And if you at someone, they're normally semi-awake. Depends who you at. Valkyrie's only ever spoken in response to a few tech questions. That's sort of his bag. But if you're wanting small talk, there are ow, 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 ow. Ow. So much ow. Oh. Right, excuse me for a second while I just try and live. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Dodging. Ducking, dipping, diving, dodging. Boo-boo, boo-boo. Oh, no. See, the assassin dodge is really nice. Oh, did they kill my bucks? Oh, I didn't save them. Must try harder. That'll be my school report for today's mission. Must try harder. Very disruptive. Right, there we go. Let's see what happens when I touch this. They normally explode. Yep. Yep. I've yet to see one. No, once upon a time, one of them gave me something. Gave me a weapon, I think it was. But every other time, it just does that. Yeah, there's also plenty of memes to go around in the main chat, has to be said. Right. Can't believe this is a bloody purge mission as well. We might be here a while. But we have to go back that way. Yeah, this is fine. Meh. I like how these things sound like sheep. It's kind of how I... Meh. Right, there we go. That was a fairly intense bit of combat. Enjoyed that. I wonder what's behind this security door. Or is it just supposed to sort of keep me here? There's one man. Summon some Fembots. I think what we'll do is try and pick off some around the edge. Maybe even... Oh, we'll wait for him to come crashing through. There we go. We'll try and smush him first. La da da da. Need to use my 1 key more, the 3-round burst. The dodge is so useful. It's a really nice ability. It's a really nice thing that just gives the assassin something extra to do. And this goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about the Crusader, that the Crusader has nothing to do. Ugh. Yeah, it does look like the adrenaline regen is a little bit bugged. I don't seem to be getting it back from killing or whacking stuff. Let's just have a little look as I smush some things. So if I go... I'm on 26 here. I should get 23. Okay. 23 still. Oh, come on, come on. Yeah, it's bugged. You should be getting some for every kill you get. I don't know when I am getting some. I haven't quite noticed how it's working at the moment, but yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, it always used to regen a bit too much, or I thought dodging was a little bit too cheap, but there you go. There you go. There's worse bugs to have, though. At least I can play the class. Right, so that's them smushed. Clear! Now another few rooms to go. Ugh. This may be a long one. Right, so what's going on in the chat? This kind of universe, the only kind of character I'd like to play for the moment is a tanky Crusader with a big weapon. I'm completely fine with that, my friend. I like the Crusader. I just dislike playing him. That sounds about right. I like him, I just get bored with him. Oh no, there's gas. Ah, gas. Right. It's sort of so 40k to have a nice treasure room that's also a gas chamber. And I'm going to get that chest if it kills me. And it may well kill me. And I can't roll anymore, so probably a good idea to run out of the gas before we shoot him. There we go. Right. And we've got a man here to shoot. Pow. He just went pop. He was just ready to pop. Oh, there we go. So, I mean, in terms of classes at the moment, how does everyone else feel about the Psycho? Not the Psycho, the bloody Crusader. Am I the only one that's sort of feeling like he's just been left in the dust? Or are you guys still happy playing him? I want to know what you think. Ah, there we go. Looking good, looking good. Now we've got to go up there. We've got to go round it. Yeah, this route looks good. This is a pretty big purge mission, though. Should be lots of XP. And the reason I'm kind of okay with doing this is I'm unlocking skill points for my Psyker. So that's how I'm sort of finding this entertaining, is I'm thinking, it's okay. Every account level I get is still an extra skill point for my Psyker, which is an extra little bit of health that I will have to lose before I kill myself. I can see why people wouldn't like the Psyker. It is weird. I feel like there's lots of different builds, so if you don't like one build, just try another one. But I can dig it. I don't really like mages. It's just the fact that... Whoa. I think I've already set this off, but I've set off enough traps today. Okay. That really hurt. Ah, this is handy. Excuse me? Can I shoot floor? Nope, can't shoot the turret. Rip. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Can't shoot the bloody turret there. These things do loads of damage. All the environmental stuff is really, really worth using. Luring them in front of crates, using turrets, all of that type of stuff, really, really worth using. It does save you a lot of time. Da-da-dee. Pop. And pop. There is a lot of Imperial Guard here. I love how they just go charging past. The delay is slightly comedic. Right, killed him. Now this is where I like to do the time stop and just sort of pause for a second, but... No, please be in range. Please be in range. Kill the Bullgrin. No! No! No, run away! No, not there. This way. Oh, well, we did a good bit of damage to him. It looks like he's about to kill the other people there. Pop, 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 pop. There we go. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, fair enough, if you've been playing Assassin for a long time. So, having played Dark Heresy, what's your feelings toward the Assassin within this game? Is it sort of along the lines of what you would expect? Because I feel like Dark Heresy played a fair bit of a part in terms of their class decisions. But I haven't actually played Dark Heresy. I just read through the book to try and come up with a few explanations, expectations and such for the game. Oh my god. Okay. It's going to be a little bit of a headache, I see. Oh, cover system, please. Oh, cover, no, bye. More cover, please. There we go. Now I'm safe. Da-da-dee. What are they shooting at? Oh, Imperial Guard. Can I save them? Fear not, brothers. No, you are dead, mate. You are proper dead. I've yet to save more than one Imperial Guard member. I don't know if anyone's outdone me with that, but that's about the max I've managed to successfully bring back home after a mission. But I guess that's fairly lore specific. Ah. Run out of frickin' ammo. There we go. Chop, chop, and chop. Good thing about swords, they don't run out of ammo. We'll go down that route in a moment, but we've got to A, get some inoculator, and B, clear this room. We're nearly there, 2/3. Hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Right, so we can jump over this, do a bit of that. I think we'll go back to melee for a little bit, because even though that other sword is a lot better, well, this is just a lot more, well, a lot faster, basically. Pew-pew. Having a leap is always nice as well. Right, so you're there. There we go. Kill streak. Da-da-dee. Not the quickest way to kill a large enemy, it has to be said, but it's good enough. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, indeed. Difference between 40k and this game is that thigh-high, chest-high walls within this game do not work most of the time. They blow up. Gears of War, they are far more permanent. But hey. And yeah, there's quite a lot of action here, has to be said. And, I mean, I get when people say that there's too much action for this to be 40k specific, and I mean, you guys may have watched my video on killing Space Marines, and as I say, I'm totally okay with games being disproportionately blown up versions of your expectation, if that makes sense. I do not expect this to be a 1-to-1 ratio of the books, or even for the tabletop. If I can kill a dreadnought with a plasma cannon in a tabletop, I expect to be able to kill 5 dreadnoughts in a game. That's just sort of my expectation of games. I just see them as a means to go a little bit further with the imagination and stretch it a little bit. But I accept that there's the argument that it just feels like it's not quite right. Especially if you're a Chaos collector. Like, the amount of Chaos units that die during a mission here, it's quite insulting to someone that collects and paints the models. But I could see why it would be slightly upsetting anyway. La-da-dee. Smashing the alarms. There we go. Oh, missing them with my backflip. 2 out of 10 for that one. Ah. We seem to have found a large quantity of enemies. Captain, we have engaged. Pow, pow, pow. Right, kind of hard stuff. Mexican little Yeah, I'm kind of the view that while the books are good to read, books can be turned into games on like a 1-to-1 ratio in a way, but like a horror book and a horror game can be the same in that genre, but a first-person shooter and a first-person game, yeah, like if you've got a book of a guy in Iraq or something, you make it into a game, there is no way to do a 1-to-1 ratio without completely like making it into like a first-person survival game. It wouldn't be a first-person shooter anymore. I think that there are just certain genres that have blown up. Like first-person shooters, you shoot lots of people. You don't just shoot 1 or 2 guys and then, you know, go home. That's not a first-person shooter. So there are just certain genres, I think, that just have to be pushed. Or have to push. Now, an ARPG probably is in that middle ground where it doesn't have to be blown up in terms of your capability, but so many of them are that if you don't do that, then people are just going to be like, why are you killing 2 people in a room when I can play Diablo and kill 50? And gamers have that. Like, smashing loads of buttons and things like that is part of gaming. Like, these panicky moments is, well, it's what people like. It's why I like the Psyker, and I don't like the other classes, because I panic with the Psyker, because there's so much to do, and I guess you can make people panic other ways, but I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of set in stone when you make an ARPG that you're just going to have rooms and rooms of enemies that you're going to have to plough through. And granted, they could have just been all Chaos Cultists, and it could have all been completely book-friendly, but I don't see that as being a good step. Run. Yeah, I saw that coming. Couldn't dodge. Am I alive? No. Okay, well, one of my allowed deaths has gone. I think we can forgive me for that. It's just the one. Yeah, I mean, a Telltale game is a good way of doing a 1-to-1 ratio game, though that would be a really good... if someone wanted a 1-to-1 ratio of a book, like the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones style game, would be absolutely fine. That would sort of tick... Excuse me! Oh, we're in that awkward situation where I need to pull out a gun now because I'm literally just going to get mauled. What we'll do is just see which way this turret's pointing. Excellent. And then we're going to go borrow some bullgrins. And I'm going to walk the right way. Hang on. Yeah, it is this way. Good lord, that was painful. Right, tactical, strategical thinking. Excuse me. Oh, you know what? He's nearly dead. He's animationless as well. Right, where did the others go? Right, okay. We'll lure them round here. Come on. This way. La-da-dee. Are they following? Hello? Hello, Dave. Hello? Oh, jeez. Okay. Right. We'll have to use this turret instead then. Come on, get out of it. Get out of it, you scrotum. Daka, 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 daka. No? No, I didn't want a turret anyway. Screw you. Screw you for making me look stupid. My beautiful plan just got ruined. Let's take cover. Well, that didn't really go very, very well to plan, did it? Right. Now, I wonder what my penetration is like on this. And I wonder how much damage I'm going to take. Quite a lot. I think I'm going to have to play this one from cover. Yes, I know, I'm killing a walker with a lasgun. It's anti-law. Fight me. I mean, a WoW game, an MMO would go down well. Let's be honest. I think the problem is that MMOs are not cheap to make, and I don't think anyone is willing to do something like that, to do that sort of investment. Given that Warhammer Online was a good game but still didn't succeed. Like in its prime, Warhammer Online had a fairly small player base, even though it was a good game. Now, I'm not entirely familiar with the variables that led to that game not doing as well as it should have, but yeah, I think it's because MMOs do need a big player base, and Warhammer, I think the IP just limits the amount of potential players you can get. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it could be done. But I think that's why we're not getting one, is because there already has been one that was a good game and it failed financially. Right, what have we got left to kill then? Okay, just this room. Just this room. Pow, 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 pow. I'll tell you what, let's get out our... Get out this again. Ba, 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 ba. We may be looking at... Yeah, we're looking at another death here. Not too bad. But I would like to see another MMO as much as anyone else, because I love MMOs. They're great. They're absolutely great games. They're sort of life eaters. You know what I mean. If you've played WoW, you know what I mean. I mean, it eats away at your soul, but it is fun. It is fun. We all like grinding for those sort of Skinner box rewards. Those extra shiny bits of armour are all good to have. But it is quite heartbreaking as well when you realise how many hours you've put into one. Okay, shall we see if the Psyker's working? I think that might be an idea. So we got bugger all account experience from that, despite killing everything, but we did get 8 fate, which is something really, a bit of a compromise, but not particularly good. Now we've got some better gear. I'll give the assassin a go. Oh, well, this is looking pretty good. Base with a kidnapped tech priest. Should we finish this instead, you know? I feel like we should finish this. Let's crack on. Sorry, that was just the other half slamming the door. No, I didn't know that, Harmon. When you attack an enemy in melee and they walk backwards, they take no damage. I hadn't actually noticed that. 300 account experience? Maybe it's because this is too low for me. I mean, this is a 153 challenge. That's probably why, but I kind of need to finish the investigation now, because I've started one. That's a bit of an awkward spot. I would have presumed that the investigation would go up in terms of... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. So what's going to go on here? Maybe we can speedrun this. Tarantula turret. 100,000. Oh my god, it's a purge. It's a freaking purge. Are you for real? Right, okay, well it should be fairly quick at least, because we're far too high a level for this. La-da-dee, off we go. Need to do a bit of cleaning today as well. So what video do you guys think we should be doing today? I mean, I was going to do a Psyker guide, but I can't play with my Psyker right now. And I can't quite face spending 2 or 3 hours leveling another one just to get some spells to show stuff. So, I mean, I might do a... I can get some footage off the Psyker and do a Psyker review. That might be an idea. Now I'm going to have to do like a weird raking sort of pattern. Like mowing the lawn in order to sweep this map, I think. So, yeah, I might do a Psyker review just discussing the class and what it means, I think, for the game. I'm not entirely sure. Let's put my turret down. Let's put my turret down. Pow, 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 pow. And I'd like to do a Psyker guide, but, yeah, it's... there's a lot I need to think about for that, and I need to play with the Psyker more to really start giving other people advice as to how to play it and what to use. So we'll see on guide. Guide soon, but I think review it's sort of early to do. Pow, pow, pow. That was a nice crit, 450. Not too shabby at all. Welcome anyone that's new here, by the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is nice to have you here. We're playing Inquisitor Martyr today. I'm playing the Assassin because the Psyker is bugged. Psyker is the exciting brand new class, and I love them. But, they are not currently working for many people. If you click on the play button when you've loaded one, well, guess what happens? It crashes to desktop. It will be fixed soon enough. These guys do throw out hotfixes. They've thrown out a hotfix every single day since the patch came out. They fixed some problems, other problems have arose. And welcome to alpha testing. Anyone that's wondering why so buggy, this is an alpha test. It's in early access, but it's still an alpha test. And, you know, they do have an internal team. I had a few questions on a video the other day why we're being paid to do someone else's job. They have a testing team as well. They have 2 testing teams. One paid internally, and then they have a second testing team that tries to pick up bugs before it's launched. And then it finally launches, and you realise that there's a load of bugs that you just never found. And again, welcome to alpha testing. That's kind of how it goes. But they are trying to find bugs before releasing games. Or releasing the patch. They're not just throwing it together and being like, here you go guys, find all the bugs. And when they delay it, it's because there's too many to play, or you literally cannot play. But granted, it's strange how testing still misses stuff, but it does, having been involved with testing before. And having tested a couple of these patches prior to launch, you literally a bug is not there, and then for some reason a certain amount of players get the bug. No idea why, and none of the testers got it. Really odd. But yeah, that's why we're here doing this, finding these bugs. I'm really hoping we don't have another purge mission after this. Oh, graphical bugs. Artifacts everywhere. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oh, easy. Kind of upsetting that the dodge isn't working. Now, kind of awesome though that I've got an Imperial Guard detachment with me. I say detachment, I've got 5 of them. Excuse me, Void Shield. Thank you. I'd like to see more things off of the global cooldown as well. In terms of clunkiness, now I have to agree that there are some issues with waiting for global cooldowns to come off before you cast something, and it just not looking very fluid. I think Diablo did a better job of combining non-global cooldowns and global cooldowns in a way that you had your reactionary abilities and then you had your spammers, and it just sort of feel like it worked a little better. So that's something I feel that could probably be addressed pre-launch without much effort. Just getting some of these abilities, like the dash, off of cooldown. It's never fun when people start animation cancelling and such, which is kind of what it can lead to, but at the same time it's nice having a really fluid combat experience. These little black spots, I've had them since the patch day. They weren't here before, but it will be, I imagine, a new weather effect. The way you can see these landing here, I believe that is something to do with a weather effect. It's probably to do with the lighting changes that they've made. That would be my guess, anyway. Could well be wrong. Could well be wrong. Right, smack this guy up a little bit. We're cracking on through this. Doesn't seem to be affected by your graphical settings either, so I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. But hey, testing. Always going to get bugs. But they do get, well, I say they get fixed quickly. Most of them get fixed quickly, but then you always get some that require fairly significant changes, so they get put off to the next milestone. So unfortunately, a lot of people had the impression that, you know, you have to wait 2 months for a bug fix, because, well, we did wait 2 months or 3 months for this patch. So, yeah, Neoco are generally pretty quick with getting a patch playable, but there will be some bugs that just will not be fixed until the next milestone. And again, it's just normally, I guess, down to some things requiring to implement other new features in order for it to work sometimes, or maybe not. Maybe not. That's my understanding of things. Right, a little bit more jumping around. I do love this weapon though. The mobility is really, really nice. This was the speed running weapon of choice. And we can activate a void shield there. There we go. Takes a while to kill stuff though. Lovely jubbly. So we're nearly there. Nearly there. A few more to kill. I thought that was some sort of big tank here for a second. I got a bit scared. These are Imperial rebels, so they could well have a Lehman Russ hanging around. Right, let's see how quick the kill is with this, because it turns out I've been using the AoE ability instead of the one I should be using. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Oh, steady on. Right, let's get a void shield and a healing pot on. And there's the vehicle as per expectation. This is going to be painful, this. There's just a lot of ostriches around. I am expecting to die several times. Okay, what we'll do is we will... Ah, we've got a turret as well. Let's pop that down there. Open this. And lure some back. Come to me. Come to me. Because these turrets actually do quite a bit of damage. When they shoot people. There we go. I mean, look at that. That's not bad. Right. We'll get their attention. And we're going to lure them back. We're going to be sneaky now. Try and get a little bit of suppression back as well. Can I get cover here? Nope. Okay, well, it's not particularly exciting waiting for that turret to kill stuff, but there's enough stuff dead that I think I can have a fairly safe crack at them now. And we've got a void shield as well, so we should be safe. Since it's based off the tabletop game with devs just roll a dice. You know what? I think that's pretty possible. Maybe they decide to keep some bugs because they're like, you know, just reflects the warp and how chaos is unpredictable and stuff and lore and things. Pow. There we go. So, I think after this mission, I'm probably going to call it, but I'll have a little look at gear, I'll have a look and see what we've got available, and we'll do a little chat before we go, as per usual. If you've got any questions for me, you can fire them away, and I'll be a little bit more attentive to the chat. Apologies if you have asked a question and I've missed it. I'm not particularly good at multitasking. I'm good at rambling. If I've got something in my head to ramble about, I can do a good ramble while I play, but I find it quite tricky to keep an eye on chat while playing an ARPG. Pretty tough. Right. Let's smush this guy slowly. See how fast he goes down. 2% per hit. That is not particularly great. La-da-ding. How much does that do? That does a little bit more, so we need to do that off of cooldown. We'll do a few other things. There we go. We'll get him eventually. Yeah, exactly. Graphical glitches, you know, there's some that have been around since the maps first came out. They've not changed yet, and as you say, graphical glitches are probably things where, in some cases, it's the last thing to fix. Although I guess sometimes you'll find that it's actually due to something quite hard to change. So, there you go. Yeah, it's true that I think it's actually quite fair to say that in terms of an alpha, it's quite smooth in terms of bugs. There's not actually loads, but there you go. So let's have a see. What do we got going on in the chat at the mo? 85 account experience. So I think it's safe to say from this campaign we are not getting a lot, but it may be because I'm over leveled for it. I'd really like to have completed this now. Mission successful. Assignment complete. End. Now, do we get any prizes? Bonuses? No? Dust? Anyone? Anyone for dust? It has unlocked the next story mission, though, which is nice. We can crack on with that next time I do a stream for this lady. We got... did we get anything of any interest? Last time I got a couple of relic items. I didn't get bugger all. How upsetting is that? Anything good in the shop? Anything nice to buy? Shotgun? No? Dust? Yeah, no, not really. Not a lot at all. Right, so quick check through the chat before we go. If they're doing a hardcore mode. You see, I'm not sure about hardcore in this game because the thing is the game gets longer every single time there's a season. So it's not like a traditional ARPG in that when you start a new season you'll be starting a new character anyway. So a hardcore mode is sort of not the end of the world. I think enough people have requested something though that they'll come up with something. I wouldn't mind a character set that's punished far more when you die. But if you played Van Helsing, there are a lot of random moments where you die due to something completely out of your control, unlike some of the other games where it's more based on how much attention you're paying. So hardcore mode sounds good, but in Van Helsing it didn't really work because every now and again you'd get one shot from something that you just could not have avoided, and it wasn't a lot of fun. But maybe in this game they'll make it work. So, what else have we got? I think that's all. Any other questions before we go, guys? Anything you want to ask? Again, this has been an assassin stream, just because the Psyker is currently broken, but we have saved up 600 fate, so I'm going to be spamming Tarot missions with my Psyker as soon as I can, getting him leveled up. I really want to get all of those juicy spells unlocked. You know what I really want? There's a little book there for him. I would like a little station here for poisons or toxins. How about that for the assassin? There's an idea. Someone maybe do a thread on that, come up with some lore on it. But I think that you could probably come up with a similar mechanic where you think, okay, I have my abilities. Maybe they're not going to be entirely customizable. I accept that because there's loads of different weapons. It's going to be very hard to do. Maybe we could do something with a poison customization system where you change if you're doing slows, bleeds, if it applies to enemies, if it does damage, if it gives you health back. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Food for thought. Guys, have yourself a great day. I'm going to crack on with getting some food and then making a video and cleaning my room because it's a bit of a mess. Have yourself a great time, and I will do a little stream as well tomorrow. Take care, guys. All the best.